So you hear so many internet gurus, or people who have financial, or maybe even if they do, a business or something like that. Many of these social media personas and stuff like that say you don't need college for business, and you can't really learn a lot, or anything you can learn could be learned through the internet and stuff like that. And part of that is true, but I will tell you that here and now, as someone who is a business major, as a college student right now, I can tell you that that is 100% not true. There's a lot you can learn and practice in college, and I can't be stressed this enough that these college is a good source, especially if you're actively using it and is something that you're aware of. Like, think of it as an investment in your own self, and obviously as a resources investment. But many people doubt college and stuff like that, but I'm here to tell you, unlike all the internet gurus and stuff like that, sure, I might have my little cringiness here and there, but I will tell you this here and now, that college is honestly a good resource depending how you use it and how you do it. So I'm gonna tell you how I use it, and how I use it in terms of my own categories, my own business, and everything else to that. But before we get into that, hello ladies and gents, welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're gonna talk about how I use my own college experiences so far, and classes, courses, and workshops to my advantage for my own businesses, and how it applies to, like, in my life in general and in business standpoint as well. So I already talked about how people be like framing it where, like, you don't be learning a lot in college, and college is like a waste of money and a scam. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not entirely a scam. It just depends how you use it, which is honestly, like I said before, an investment. But I will tell you this now, how I'm using it it's not going to work the same way as you do. Of course, some of them will still apply, but I'm just going to go into what I been using college for and how it's helped me in many different categories. And it's not a false advertisement like it's a scam or something like that. Trust me, it's not. But I'm gonna be looking over here on my computer because I have a few things written down so I can stay on track and not rumble on too much. But the first thing, the first way I'd be using my basically using college, my business major, whatever you want to call it, basically I'm just gonna refer to it as being in college, or being a college student, or how I use college in that way. But basically the first way is leveraging campus resources. What I mean by that is many different categories, but the main category I want to talk about is not exactly my classes, but the more practical experiences and the career insights I got, which is workshops and skill building sessions. I attended quite a bit over the last year and a half, almost 2 years. I've taken some breaks from certain semesters because I do own my own clothing brand, run my own businesses. Well, main business, because I do run vending machines and starting to do content creating, so I'm not like up there. I got a little bit of money in my pocket. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to talk about any of that. Obviously will not talk about any stuff like that unless it requires to. But yes, I'm here to talk about how those workshops and building sessions, in terms of my skills, has helped me in terms of my own businesses. For example, let's talk about how certain skills I learned, or not learned, but like, because I already started my clothing brand when I was in high school, so I already have a clear sense of when it comes to certain business skills. But I was able to practice, like re-practice this. I don't think people can understand that, like, oh, once you learn it, you learn it. No. Skills and different people and different demographics evolve over time. And I realized when I was in these workshops and skill building skills sessions, like, I was able to, like, be better than my peers, but I could tell when it comes to certain things, there was slightly disconnect. Just enough where it's irritating, and just enough where that problem, in terms of a longevity timeline, will become a major problem. And that's because a lot of my leadership skills, software skills like Excel and stuff like that, of course, I'm not really good at programming, but I have touched upon it a little bit. But also soft skills like public speaking, and public speaking is one of the skills I'm working on now. So basically, project management and all those other stuff, and using apps to my advantage, or whatever, certain skills and certain techniques and stuff like that. And simply my skills that I was able to learn on my own through YouTube and all that stuff in high school, were simply outdated when it comes to certain demographics, especially people in my age or a little younger, 18 to like maybe 28-ish are a little outdated, and I was able to tell that certain skills and abilities I was able to produce in these workshops and skill building sessions, they were outdated. Basically, in general terms, my skills were outdated. So I was able to upgrade them and basically keep them updated and allow for more practice on different demographics. That's also what I want to talk about when it comes to campus resources. That I was able to increase my communication skills due to be able to speak to new people and get new views on my career as a clothing brand owner, and also being a college student. I was able to talk to different peers in my major and outside of my majors, and I was able to talk to certain professors, get different views and different stuff. Many people will say like, oh, it doesn't matter, that's your business, or my professor doesn't own a business, why do I have to like listen to him or whatever, he just gives false information. No. Maybe to a certain extent that applies, but it depends on the topic. Like, the topic as someone's opinion can never be truly understand unless you're on top of it. And to be able to get certain views on my skills, my clothing brand, just simply talking about it and giving other people views and expressions, and basically to review certain products and stuff like that, was 10 times greater, which leads to the next thing I was going to talk about that connects to the students and the population at college and all of that stuff, is networking opportunities. Like, opportunities like expanded my horizons when it came to certain projects, and especially the Medici family for 2024. I was able to use college as a great resources to see what's my demographic, especially in my local area, to produce higher results. And that's what I was able to do, produce higher results. But let's put a stamp on that for now and allow me to talk about what I mean by network opportunities. Many people see college as an opportunity to network outside of the realm of college. Yes, but I will tell you that networking in the realm of college, in terms of like professors, students, and certain peers and athletes and all of that stuff, really, really great. Like, I will tell you here that I started up a whole this is a bunch of things I could talk about. Let's take it one step by step. That what I mean by when I said I was able to expand my network opportunities was within college. I was able to get different views on my business projects, like my fellow students and professors, but I was also able to use them to my advantage, as using them to analyze my demographics, while also using them to analyze certain viewpoints, such as, hey, do you like this color on this shirt or hoodie or whatever? Or, hey, how do I upscale this in terms of marketing or something like that? I'll show them one of my paid ad campaigns and stuff like that. Someone I trust, obviously, no one too out there, but someone who I know is well versed and also meets that category I have. For example, I had like categories of people. I had like a whole sheet and stuff like that, which is not exactly weird, we do a lot of project management and a lot of workshops. And then obviously I also, before I do any of the crazy stuff, I always ask them, hey, is it okay if I involve you in terms of my own research and stuff like that, to be able to get a deeper understanding of things? And yes, and many of them said yes, because that goes both ways. While they get more practical experiences from me, and I get their own opinion that can apply to my own works and my own projects and my business projects and works. And that just opened the door to many things. One of those things being affiliate marketing. And I was able to talk to many athletes, honestly, and many different people who have like a decent following in terms of Instagram and Twitter, or it's called X now, but many on social media platforms. And TikTok is also a big point of that. But yeah, I was able to talk to many people and use affiliate links to my own advantage and bring in more sales. Now, I'm here to tell you that social media is probably a big thing now, which is pretty self-explanatory. You'll be like, what the hell you mean by social media is a big thing now? Like, it's a true thing. Like, many people are creating, including myself. Like, many people are creating. And affiliate links, just shoot that out there to my peers. The network connections I made in college was able to increase profits, revenues, all that crazy stuff. Of course, I can delve down, but I will say that it increased right here. It says for the Medici family, which is I was talking about earlier, we were able to take advantage of affiliate marketing through network connections I made personally in my local area. Obviously, we made here, let me dial down for you guys. Let's see here, increase. So Medici family was broken up to two parts. One of them was being the first half of the year and the second half of the year, which is why I will refer to it that way. So the first half of the year, it increased by 4%, very small. increased by 4% for revenue and 4% for profit as well. Very similar. I think it's a little lower. It might be about 3%. Yeah, about 3% for profit. So about 3%. Which is insanely good just from me simply going to college. 3%, it's like whatever. Of course, that's like, in terms of this standpoint, that's about almost to 1,000 extra. So about it was right here. Sorry, I'm trying to dial down on my things. It says here that it was made $938 with a few cents on top. So yeah, $938, which I'll just refer to it as a round down because it's not enough. So about $900 extra just from simply going to school and actually expanding it. But the second part of the half a year, when it really kicked off. Especially, I was talking to more athletes and I was getting into the school culture, be able to talk to people, my peers, on a more active basis and make new friends and new categories and new everything like that, which involves in terms of network opportunities for my business majors and my business classes, workshops and stuff like that. But I was able to expand our profit margins to about 16.4, so 16.4%, which resulted into about a $3,000 increase from before, so almost about $4,000, $3,900. So yes, $3,900 for my second half of Medici, just off affiliate marketing, not solely based off the whole thing, but solely based off just the college I go to, just based off that. That's just simply outstanding work. I can't stress to you enough that we made $3,900 extra in our second half of the year. So that's like in total about 4,800, 4,700. Let me see if my math is correct. I know it's a little early. I'm doing this at 6:50 a.m. Yes, about 3,700, 3,800, or not 3,000, 4,000. 4,000 in the $4,000 to $5,000 range is what we'll say. Yes, in that range, which is good. That's extra. I can't stress enough about how business opportunities or network opportunities were able to expand in my own school culture. Like I said, I think the main point is not the money itself. I just like to talk about it because it gives people a retrospect and actually understand certain concepts. And, it's always good to give numbers and stuff in your works, like percentages and money counts and stuff like that. But I can't stress enough that I was able to understand my demographic even greater in my local area, because my demographic, what I target, is basically about my age. I'm 20 years old right now, so about from 18 to 26-ish, maybe a little older, maybe a little less, depending on certain pieces and certain collections and certain concepts we're trying to push. But mainly mine is more like a California streetwear, American streetwear. So California is a good standpoint, and the younger generation that you usually see in more college and stuff like that has helped me a lot. Another thing I want to talk about is expense tracking. Expense tracking is more like for me, a repractice, review, because obviously I'm already well versed in expense tracking, but it's also good to just practice things and revisit techniques and review. I am also a martial artist. This seems kind of out there, but let me explain. I'm a martial artist, and in martial arts and any combat sports or anything like that, or even just combat training, it's always good to review and practice. Just practice, review. And I applied this to many different categories. A lot of people do know this, a lot of people don't. But I can't stress enough that repracticing and reviewing is always going to be good. It doesn't matter what level you're at, it's always going to be good. Always. And college has opened that door up for many different fields and many different business categories, you will call it, topics and whatever. And one of those were expense tracking. Now, I'll just bring up a few techniques that I was able to apply and repractice and review, which is the zero-based budgeting, cash flow forecasting, and digital tools I didn't even know about, and I was able to test them. So pretty cool. I was able to learn certain new techniques and stuff like that in my own works and stuff like that. And I'm starting to apply some of them, basically transition them from my college work all the way to my actual business work, and it's so far a good transition so far. Some digital tools I'm starting to use in my own thing is pretty damn good. Really can't complain. My team's happy. When team's getting actual not a real progression, but increased progression, we'll say, because these digital tools actually have helped a lot, and I didn't even know they existed. If I wouldn't even know they existed without college. Of course, I could do my own research, and I have been using digital tools, but there's certain concepts and certain things that I would not know without college. So another thing is legal knowledge. I'm gonna talk about this briefly. There's no really not really a reason why I will talk about it briefly. Like, I just want to talk about it briefly because it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, if you're going to run a business, make sure you also follow all the rules. You don't want to go freaking all these people going to jail and stuff for all these fraud and stuff like that. Of course, if that's what you want to do, then go ahead. I ain't gonna stop you. Like, that's your life. But let's talk about this briefly. With legal knowledge, right here on my doc, I have that it was able to increase my understanding of contracts, business laws, pretty much self-explanatory. And I always say here, it's a great thing to review knowledge in this field. You don't want to fall into a pit hole that you created freaking 2 years earlier, and you just don't want to. You're going to make sure you do the things the right way, because if you do it the right way, you honestly have life-changing opportunities and stuff like that. So make sure you follow the rules and all that stuff. Of course, the rules are flexible depending if you know what you're doing. So I'm not going to go all into that, but make sure you have your knowledge up here, legal knowledge. That's why I said legal knowledge, not legal understanding, or understanding is the same thing, but not legal rule set or something like that. That's why I put legal knowledge. But yes, make sure you review this and dial down on this, and make sure you don't fall into a pit hole later on in terms of your longevity timeline. But the last thing I have on here is skill building. Now, let's talk about skills that I was able to practice. Obviously, I didn't learn because I already acquired them out quite a bit time ago, a couple years ago. So it was just more about practice, practice, and practice. Practice is always going to be an amazing thing. Can't stress that enough. But let's talk about the people I was practicing on. Let's say my clothing brand. Not everyone, but most people know that. If you're a follower of the channel or whatever, I own my own clothing brand and done little side projects here and there in different businesses back in about 2-3 years ago. But, I'm just solely focusing on my clothing brand and stuff like that and social media now. But been so stuck in my little bubble, in my little category in terms of my own little space I was able to cut out for myself. I was kind of so restricting myself to that space. And what I mean by space, I mean those people, like the people, my teams I work with, and the customer, my demographics, my returning customers, and marketing, and all this other stuff. Of course, YouTube has expanded that just a tiny bit. We have almost about, well now as what the frick, as of this video, we have about 2,500 subscribers, so it has expanded it to about 2,500 people. Of course, some of them are less active than others, so I'll roughly cut that down to half, so about 1,000. So 1,000 people extra through to YouTube, but I was able to expand my skill buildings and my practice to other people. This includes students, professors, workshops, every other thing in terms of programs, clubs. So yes, I am part of Key Club, which is basically an international club about certain topics and certain things. Basically club. I'm not going to go dive down into it, but I was able to practice my problem solving skills in that club in a different environment. And environment is what I truly want to talk about when it comes to skill building. Since I was stuck in my clothing brand thing, I really got used to that environment. The people my teams got used to the way I talk, many different avenues and many different things. I just got so used to it, comfortable. I got comfortable. And when I was able to go into the whole college environment, of college culture, the college work culture, whatever you want to call it, the classes, presentations, workshops, building sessions, just a bunch of other things, clubs and stuff like that, club work, fundraising events, charity events. I was just able to dial down and explore a new environment and basically re-practice in a different environment that I was not comfortable in. I clearly struggled in certain things, which was public speaking. If you go to my YouTube channel description, it says I have skills that I'm knowledgeable in and stuff that I'm knowledgeable in, and different skills I wish to improve on. And that's one of the things I have, which is public speaking. I wish to improve my public speaking. Me to be able to practice my public speaking can only be done really by college. Like, of course I can go out there and talk to people and stuff like that, but I can do that fairly well. It's not like I can't. But just talking to groups and things that relate to business in general is like, that can only be done through college. Of course, I can take new routes, new projects and stuff like that. And obviously YouTube also can play a big part in that as well, but that takes some time to build. Obviously I've been having this YouTube channel for 3 years, so it's not like it's gonna grow overnight. But college is a great example of a different environment that can help you build your skills. And skill building is probably the main reason why I was able to expand so much, especially in different categories in YouTube and all that stuff. College has paid off, honestly, for me, and will continue to do so, at least right now. That's just my honest opinion. That I'm currently on my 2nd year of college, so about a year, I just started my 2nd year, so basically a completed year. And I would say that college has definitely helped me in my businesses in more ways than one. Of course, many people don't have businesses in, but I will tell you this now: if you're considering about going to college, or you're hearing all these internet gurus go crazy about, hey, you don't need college this, college that, I will say this: it depends on the person. It really does, as everything does. It depends on the person, depends on your own research, depends how you know. But college can be a good door to open for yourself to understand certain concepts as legal work or network opportunities or learning about expenses and stuff like that, which seems very small, and people could say you could learn that outside of that. But I will say this: going to college, they have it all organized. Less work for you to actually go and research and organize. Of course, you do have to pay, depending on the person. Of course, you can get financial aid and FAFSA and all that stuff, but in my situation, I don't have that opportunity, so I did have to pay for it. But you know, it's something I always wanted to do, something my family always wanted me to in, and of course I have somewhat of an interest in it. I wouldn't be making this video, I mean, if I had no interest about college in general. But as always, I will always give my own opinion, and this is my opinion about college. I think college has helped me in business in more ways than one, and I just gave you 5 ways. But honestly, I could sit here for maybe about 4 hours, maybe 5 hours, depending how much I want to talk. Like, I can talk about many things when it comes to college, like many things. But maybe that's a topic for another time. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you guys have a more widened point as someone who's in a business major in Long Beach, California. College can help you. I know I'm on repeat with some of these things, but I can't stress enough about how important some of these topics are, such as practice and review. But you know, I did learn new things and learn new standpoints and new understandings of my own demographic and stuff like that. But let's just end this video off here. I will say that college is helpful, so don't second guess yourself if it's something you want to do, and obviously it works in your situation or whatever you got going on. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy, and whatever you guys are going through or anything like that, I hope you guys the best in that category or field or whatever you're doing in your life. And I hope you guys have your prayers up, because you know, life can be tough. I know life can be tough, and I know many of the viewers, the honest viewers, the people that actually choose to watch, I have you guys in my prayers, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Bye bye.